Hello, Taurus. I know you don't ask for much. You just want stability, honesty, something solid to hold on to. But life hasn't exactly played fair with you. The people you love the most turned out to be the ones who shook your foundation. You gave loyalty, time, and quiet strength, and in return you were met with silence, betrayal, or worse, disappointment that cut deeper because you never saw it coming. And I know how long you've stayed quiet about it. You didn't fall apart. You held the pieces in place even when it hurt. But tonight, I want you to hear this. What you carried in pain is being returned to you in something far more valuable. You see, Taurus, this isn't just a season of recovery. This is a karmic shift, the kind that doesn't happen because you tried harder, but because you finally became the version of yourself that no longer needs to prove anything. The pain shaped you. Yes, but more than that. It cleared space for something that's been trying to reach you for years. Abundance, clarity, emotional peace, and not just a little bit. I'm talking about millions. Not because you chase them, but because you're finally in alignment to receive them. The betrayal, that was your initiation. The heartbreak, that was your preparation. All of it has been leading to this one truth. Your breakthrough doesn't come after the pain, it comes through it. So when it happens, when the email lands, when the call comes in, when the numbers show up in a way you can't ignore, don't flinch. Don't question it just because it feels unfamiliar. That's what happens when your soul steps into a timeline. It was always meant for one you couldn't see when you were still surviving. And tonight, that timeline begins quietly, without announcement, but undeniably. You don't need to look back. You don't need to explain your glow to anyone. You just need to know this. You made it through everything. And what's coming isn't just reward. It's restoration. It's finally having what you were always worthy of. Without the ache, without the waiting. It's time. And Taurus, for you, this isn't just a lucky break, it's a moment the universe has been quietly preparing for years. You, with your steady heart and grounded soul, have carried more than most, held the weight of disappointment without complaint, and rebuilt your sense of safety brick by brick. After every betrayal, you don't move fast. Not because you're afraid, but because you know the value of what lasts. And that's why tonight means more for you than it might for anyone else. This isn't a random twist of fate, it's a divine recalibration, a moment where everything you've held inside, every piece of love you gave without return, every silent prayer you whispered when no one was listening, it's all coming back. In love, in financial clarity, in the kind of peace you stopped expecting but never stopped needing, the universe is ready to pour into you what you've been pouring into others for years. But only if you're open enough to receive it. You don't have to chase. You don't have to beg. You just have to say yes to what's already been trying to find you. Tonight is not just a date, it's a doorway. And all you need to do is walk through it. Taurus, you've always been deeply connected to the tangible, what you can hold. Touch, build with your own hands. But tonight, something else is at play. Something just outside the edge of logic. Something that asks you to trust, not what you can see, but what you can feel. The financial portal that's opening now won't be visible in the usual senses. Energetic, karmic, brief, only a few hours wide. And once it closes, the moment will pass. That's why your presence tonight matters. That's why your openness matters. This isn't about superstition, it's about resonance. Your energy, your readiness, your willingness to say, I'm here, I'm ready, I receive. You don't need to do anything elaborate. Just a small ritual to show the universe you're tuned in. A comment, a whispered intention, even choosing a color that feels like hope to you, or speaking the name of someone who roots you to love. These aren't tricks, they're signals. They align your frequency with the timeline that's trying to reach you. Because the truth is, abundance doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to readiness. And Taurus, you're ready. You've done the work in silence. You've kept the faith even when it made no sense. This is your energetic green light. Tonight, your dreams may speak louder than usual. Don't brush them off. If you see water, gold, numbers, doors, pay attention. Write them down. They're not just symbols. They're blueprints. The numbers 3, T, and 9 will show up like quiet messengers. 3 for new beginnings and emotional trust. 7 for spiritual completion and reward. 9 for endings that make room for new wealth. You might see them on clocks, receipts, or even in dreams. These aren't coincidences. They're coordinates, markers on the map of your next chapter. So stay a little longer with yourself tonight. Don't rush to fix, explain, or control. Just sit with the knowing that something rare is aligning, and you're not meant to miss it. Not this time. Let the unseen do its work. Let the gate stay open long enough for you to step through. Because when you do, Taurus, what you find on the other side won't just change your financial life. It will shift your entire sense of what's possible, and it begins with the smallest act of belief. Taurus, you may not speak often of your pain, but it lives in you in the slow, careful way you build trust, in the quiet exhaustion you carry behind your strength. You've been the one to hold everything together while things around you crumbled. You didn't complain. You just adjusted. You didn't fall apart. You just grew cuter. But the truth is, every hardship you endured wasn't punishment, it was preparation. All those moments you thought were losses were actually deposits into a kind of spiritual savings account. And now, the interest has begun to collect. Every night you laid awake wondering if your loyalty was in vain was a night the universe took note. And tonight, it finally responds not with pity, but with power, not with comfort, but with the kind of abundance that changes everything. You are not alone in this moment. Even if it feels like it, the people who came before you, especially the grandmother figure whose love never left, you are standing just behind the veil, guiding this chapter. You may feel her tonight in a memory, a scent, or just a quiet warmth in your chest. That's not nostalgia. That's presence. That's blessing. Her belief in you did not die with Herod's, part of the energy that's carrying you forward now. And to those who doubted you, underestimated you, you left you when you were still bleeding, there's nothing you need to say. Your rise will speak for itself. Because Taurus doesn't need revenge. Taurus builds. You didn't retaliate. You evolved. And soon, they will see everything they walked away from. Not because you need their attention, but because your success will be too big to ignore. But what's most powerful about what's coming is that it won't just elevate you, it will expand you. This isn't about flashy wealth. It's about meaningful abundance. You'll have enough to take care of yourself and still have more to give. Because deep down, that's what you've always wanted to help, to protect, to offer stability to others in ways you never received. That's who you are at your core. And now, finally, life is about to give you the resources to become the provider you were always meant to be, not just in material ways, but in healing, in guidance, in light. So breathe a little deeper tonight. Let that truth settle in your body. You didn't suffer for nothing. You suffered for this. And now, Taurus, it's time to receive everything you were made for. And Taurus, while you've always trusted what you can touch and build, even you can feel something unusual in the air tonight. It's not just emotion, it's energy. Shifting quietly, but undeniably. Something rare is happening above you now. Written in the stars long before you were born. A planetary alignment that only comes around once every few decades is forming as we speak. And this specific movement is opening a portal not of fantasy, but of precise financial and emotional opportunity for those who are ready, steady, and grounded enough to hold it. And that's why it's made for you. This is not about instant luck. It's about energetic readiness. It's about finally arriving at a moment your soul signed up for long ago. This golden reign of prosperity isn't just a metaphor, it's a shift in how resources, people, and timing begin flowing to you all at once. And you, Taurus, after everything you've walked through, are finally ready to receive it, not with fear, not with doubt, but with a quiet knowing. The version of you that survived everything without losing your heart is the same version that will now step into abundance. Not as a surprise, but as a return. So if things feel like they're cracking open tonight, if you feel pulled to be still, to listen, to breathe slower, it's because the change is real. What once felt like an ending, like a loss you couldn't recover from, is revealing itself as the beginning of something far bigger. You are standing at the edge of your next life, a richer one, a softer one where your hands no longer only hold responsibilities but finally receive blessings. And tonight, under this rare sky, that life begins. This is your quiet revolution. Your millionaire moment isn't coming. Someday it's coming now. All that's left is for you to say yes. So, Taurus, take this moment in quietly, fully, without rushing to understand or explain. You've spent so much of your life being the strong one, the steady one, the one who stayed when others walked away. But tonight, the universe is staying with you. This is your turning point. Not because you forced it, but because you finally grew into it. The pain, the silence, the long seasons of waiting, they weren't wasted. They were the groundwork for everything that's now ready to bloom. You don't need to chase. You don't need to prove. All you need to do is allow. Let the blessings find you. Let the love return. Let the wealth rise to meet you. And most of all, let yourself believe that you're not late, not forgotten, not left behind. You're right on time, right where you're meant to be. And as this night unfolds, just know this: everything that felt like it broke you was actually building you for this. Your new chapter begins now, quietly, steadily, just like you, and it will be more than worth the wait.